Alright folks, we're back. Just when you thought your boy and Miss Mooch were done, and it was solely going to be this dude's channel.
We're back.
The real stars are back. And by the way, it is the 17th day of March, the year of our Lord 2020 vision. Happy St. Patrick's Day to all you Irishmen out there. We got a real treat for you today in the name of the Irish tradition. What we're going to be doing is make your own root beer. Oh, Billy.
Yeah, we ran out of root beer to test, so we decided to make our own. So, shout out to Mom and Dad and Kate for the root beer kits this Christmas. This is the Mr. Root Beer brand, so we'll see.
Mark, any thoughts?
So yeah, this is the box. The Mr. Root Beer, make your own root beer kit.
Continue, Mark.
And it includes everything you need to make 2 gallons of root beer.
So pretty much enough to last them one day.
In just 5 simple steps.
Also, for the entire family, but in these trying times of social isolation, let's remember, entire family does not mean extended family. Stay safe out there, friends.
Okay. So, just to do a little unboxing.
Yeah, so basically what we're going to be doing, we're going to be filming the making process, and then we're going to be taste testing it, and we'll be able to judge, because we're experienced in the topic, how good or bad this may taste.
Alright, so look what we got, folks. We got a bottle, and a bottle, and a bottle, and a bottle. What else, Mooch?
Then you have the instructions here, and it comes with these cute little stickers to put on your bottles that are labeled root beer kit.
We also got these instructions, how to be a young entrepreneur. And we got a nice collection of characters right here. We got little Jimmy, little Susie, and little Betty selling their take on the roadside lemonade stand, except root beer stand. Okay, 25 cents. In this economy, it's just not going to cut it, folks. Did they adjust for inflation? Who can say?
It also comes with a funnel, and then this bag is filled with all of the fun ingredients that you need to make the root beer. So.
Okay. So where do we start on these instructions is the real question.
Probably on step 1, if I had to guess.
Alright. Oh, warning! Warning! These instructions may produce alcohol levels of approximately 1% ABV. If you feel this amount of alcohol will affect you adversely in a physical, mental, or emotional manner, this product should not be consumed. But if it's producing alcohol, then why is the age labeled here as 4+?
There's also alcohol in vanilla extract, so I think we'll be okay. Anyway.
Let's just say, folks, good thing there's an adult present in this room.
Right.
Eric's the first, age 23, newly age 23, who will be supervising this process and being the voice of reason in case these 2 kinder right here get a little too crazy. Stay tuned.
It says, in this unique root beer kit, you'll find everything you need to brew a one-of-a-kind old-fashioned root beer that will treat your taste buds to a taste of simpler times, when root beer was a creamier, richer treat that most you'll find today.
Wow.
This root beer is handcrafted and naturally carbonated, and also the crucial ingredient in the world's yummiest root beer floats. Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Bold statements.
Yeah, bold.
So does this mean, if you think back to me and Mark's root beer reviews, what was the best score we ever gave? Like an 8.6, 8.5?
For you, I think I went a little higher.
So, basically, Mr. Root Beer is claiming that's going to put all those competitors to shame. Will it happen? I guess we will see.
Okay, so the first
start, Mooch.
steps are to just clean everything, and it comes with a no rinse cleanser, but I'm sure you could just wash everything with whatever you want.
What are these?
Those are the caps.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know.
So, what do you want me to clean this with? Like soap?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay, you guys do some talking. I'll do some cleaning.
Okay, well, okay, so we washed the bottles and everything, and we gathered the rest of our supplies. And the first step you have to do is take these like little rubber circles and put them in the top of the cap. The caps have holes in them, and then these little rubber stoppers have like a tiny slit in them. I guess it's just to prevent it from like exploding. But yeah, you just have to put those in there.
As the kids say, no cap.
Okay.
I'll help.
Yeah.
As you can see, folks, thoroughly cleaned. Don't mind the condensation or the evaporation that may be inside.
Yeah. Okay. So then the first step is you're going to add 2 cups of water into a large mixing bowl.
Paul, get down from there.
So,
Yeah,
2
shout out to our
cups.
dog.
2 cups of water.
yeah.
What temperature? Hot or cold?
Just room temperature preferably. So the 2 cups of water go into the large mixing bowl. And then you add the contents of one of the packets of the root beer mix. Remember, it came in 2s, so this is enough for 2 gallons. Right now we're making 1, so we're just going to use half of it.
Yeah, you have to make one at a time.
Wait. Each of these packets is good for 2 gallons?
No, they gave us 2 packets.
Each for one.
So are we
for
using
1
one packet?
Yes.
1 full packet?
Yes.
Got it.
So it says to shake well before you,
They feel like
Use
jello in there.
yeah. So we're going to use this one. Let me just grab a scissor. Okay.
Scissor safety, folks.
So it smells very strongly of root beer.
Ah, that sounds very, smell that sassafras.
Oh.
I don't think any cane sugar could be at play. Where's that box? Let's see, ingredients.
The ingredients are on the back of this if you would like to read it.
But also, okay, folks, let's check them out.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. Just pretty much.
No cane sugar.
Okay, so then
Good.
then 1 packet of flavor crystals. I don't know what flavor crystals are, but that's fine. Apparently they create a thick, creamy taste. So, what is that? Alright.
We got the dogs right here, folks. So Mark's not just petting the thin air, we promise.
Okay.
We need a mixer,
Yeah.
a whisk, if you will.
Oh, okay, I guess you can whisk it.
We'll show you something different.
What does it matter?
Folks, this is what we call a whisk in the cooking community.
Yeah, so you're just gonna mix that, and then you're also gonna add a cup of brown sugar, packed, of course, and then 2 cups of white sugar. So, let's start.
How long should I mix this for?
That's fine, because you're just gonna have to mix it again with the sugar. No, no.
We're not trying to spread
Food
COVID-19.
safety, everyone. Okay.
The dogs are very interested in what's going on. They're huddling at our feet.
As they should be. Root beer connoisseurs.
So this is the brown sugar, and we're just gonna be putting all these ingredients into this one big bowl, and then like basically stirring it.
And then 2 cups. This is the cane sugar. That's why there's no cane sugar in it, because we're adding the cane sugar.
That's one of the ingredients?
We're adding sugar. This is cane sugar.
You're telling me I used cane sugar in my Sprite?
This is also cane
No
sugar.
wonder it tasted bad.
Yes.
Wow, folks, it all
Cane
falls
sugar
apart.
is just real
So
sugar
what's-
from sugar
So what's
cane.
the
Oh.
non-cane sugar?
It's the fake stuff, like
Oh,
fructose
that's
corn.
why.
good, that's
That's
good.
why.
Like high
That's
fructose
good.
corn syrup. That's
Oh,
what
that's
that
so-
is.
that's
We have
why
some of
it's so
that
good.
too. We should just substitute it.
It's fake.
You should stop.
Maybe in the next gallon, folks, we'll do it for the make our own. Just a wee bit of the sugar.
Okay, so here's the cup of brown sugar. Just gonna pop that in there.
Whisk.
Sure. Okay, and then Mark, you can tie this back up. Right?
Folks, you can already smell. How do you think this would taste?
No, no. It's not good.
5 retweets on this video,
Retweets.
and
Wrong
I'll drink this whole
platform.
thing.
Yeah, the next time we use it.
Sorry, I'm not privy to the social media sphere that these kinder are.
Okay, and then you're gonna need 2 cups of the white sugar.
Wow, that much?
Yeah.
Jeez.
People were saying I used a lot of sugar in my Sprite video. Look at this.
Cups.
Well, okay, there's one. You guys never really bake, but you'd be surprised about the amount of sugar that you use when you're baking and stuff like that. It's a lot of sugar and things.
Learn something new every day, folks. Although, Mark and I made spaghetti by ourselves one time.
Yes.
True story.
Yes. Very proud moment for them.
Athena just went on my foot.
Yeah, the dogs are very involved in this process.
Athena is currently laying on my foot.
I think we have to give them a taste test.
She's keeping it warm, so I don't mind it.
Okay. So now that both cups, well, all 3 cups of sugar are in, you gently stir until it's dissolved using whatever stirring device you would like.
A whisk.
Yes. And then now you sprinkle in 1/4 of a teaspoon of the root beer yeast. So not this whole packet, it's only 1/4.
Yeast. More like yeet. Boom. As the kids do.
Cringe. Anyway, so yeah. I'll now be doing that, and then when you're done with the yeast...
By the way, vote for the whole
Tape it up.
crew for 8th grade superlatives.
No.
If you're in my grade, you'll know what that
You want to
means.
give a
If
shout
you're-
out to your boys?
No, they haven't had permission from their parents to have their names in the video.
So you can feel the sugar in the
Some more of
bottom
this brown sugar that's spelled, folks.
as you're stirring, and so you
Is it
just want
good?
to try to get
Spelled.
it to
Is it
be all
Very good.
dissolved.
Thank
It's
you,
sugar.
Athena. Thank you, Athena,
It is
for
good.
participating.
Okay.
You know, you have to make sure you can't waste any sugar in these times where, you know, supplies are limited, so we have to make sure we
I'm just
consume
gonna
all
be
the sugar.
some of the yeast is stuck up on the sides of the bowl, so I'm just gonna be scraping that down.
And this is a, what would you call this?
Spatula.
Spatula tip.
Right. So just to make sure we get all the yeast in there, because the yeast is what's going to be causing the carbonation.
Oh, we got a little chemistry. And since we're on the topic of chemistry, folks, I believe this says
Okay.
something about cool stuff.
So
Did you
now-
know that you're using chemistry to make your root beer? And provides a nice definition of what is chemistry. Mooch, give me, in your best 1-sentence estimation, your definition of chemistry.
It's the science of how atoms and molecules interact with each other.
Okay, in layman's terms, that means it is a study of everything you can see, feel, touch, and smell.
Right. Okay.
Hyphen, and the
Back
changes
to
that
the
occur
root beer
with those
making
things.
process. Because so now with this empty gallon, ours is a milk carton. You can use whatever gallon container you have. We're gonna pour the mixture we have in this bowl
Should we do this over this
into
thing?
the gallon. It's fine.
I just will spill it on.
Can you just look at my toe? Nothing like your sock.
Okay. Anyway. So, would you like to hold it while I pour it, Mark?
Pressure. You got this. Let's cheer on at home, folks. Pour, 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 chug, chug, chug.
So it is a little bit of a thicker consistency just because of all the sugar. So just make sure you're pouring slowly so it doesn't overflow the funnel.
It's a molasses-like substance, folks.
Not quite that.
Oh no.
Quiet.
Okay, so I'm just going to scrape the rest of the sugar that's stuck in here down, just to make sure we get it all in there.
In dog language, that means like the video and subscribe.
Yes.
Okay, so step 3.3. Using the funnel, pour this mixture into the gallon container and add water until it reaches the bottom of the neck. So we already poured in all the ingredients and stuff, so now we need to just fill it up with water pretty much to the top.
Okay, so now that you have it filled up with water, you shake it well.
Hold the
and
top.
make sure you hold the top. Do you want to do the honors, Mark?
Don't drop it, Butterfingers.
So, pretty much just stirring up everything, and this is gonna basically be what we turn the root beer into. What we turn into the root beer.
Alright.
Videos taken right before disaster.
Okay, so invert it. Okay. Once you can see that there's no sugar or anything settled on the bottom, you can move on to the next step. So, Mark?
So this is step 4, titled bottling/carbonating. So, using the funnel, fill each bottle to the middle of the neck, which is about 2.5 inches from the top. So if we want to be scientific, we have the ruler.
I believe it's the red right here that you're filling it up to.
Or a chemical
Okay.
reaction, if you will.
So,
Mooch, what do you call the chemical reaction known as carbonation?
carbonation. Okay.
Can I get a fact check on that, folks? Oh, you pour it to the bottles now. Oh.
You can hear that it's carbonated.
There's a whistling sound. It's probably not caught on camera, but hey, that's like right where I measured to.
Okay. Okay, and so now, Mark, you can read the next instructions.
So now that we've done that, capped tightly using the caps you assembled in step 1. So we should. I'm just gonna. I'm struggling a little, but yeah.
Yeah, you got pressed down.
Yeah, you have to push down. Okay, so cap tightly.
Okay.
Alright. So it says, you should now have 4 bottles of flat root beer. To finish, store your bottles upright in a dark location with a consistent temperature between 68 and 84 degrees Fahrenheit. So it says this step should take 1 to 3 days if the temperature remains constant. So we're going to need to find a good location to store these for the next few days. So I don't know where that will be exactly, but we'll find a good place within the recommended temperature.
Yeah. Some of them are already pretty, you can tell they're starting to carbonate a bit. So.
It says to check your bottles once a day, and once the bottles become firm to the touch, you refrigerate them, and then you can pretty much drink it whenever, but it says it's recommended to refrigerate at least a full day before drinking. So after we'll do the 3 days for carbonation. After that, we have to refrigerate it for a further day. So within give or take 4 or 5 days, we'll have the root beer complete to sample. So we're applying the stickers.
Make it official.
Ta-da!
Mr. Root Beer.
And yeah, with that, that completes our first part of the whole root beer making process, and we will come back to you when they're ready in a few days for a grand taste test.
All right, folks, we're back. It is the 19th of March, the year of our Lord 2020. Once again, your hosts,
Olivia,
Mark,
and Eric are back here with, I guess, like sort of part 2 of our video from earlier this week. I'm not sure if we're going to combine them or what, make them 2 separate videos of us making combined. There's your answer, folks. Combined video of our homemade Mr. Root Beer concoction test. So today's the most important portion. Biased from Mark and I have a lot of experience tasting root beer, and now we're going to taste what we made, see how it kind of measures up against some of the brands that do it for a living. Mark and Mooch, any thoughts?
I'm really looking forward to trying this out. You know, they always say if you make yourself it taste better, something like that.
Yeah, they say that.
We'll see. Maybe this will exceed all the previous root beers. We'll see.
I doubt that, but I'm really interested to see how it tastes. So, yeah.
So, folks, this first batch, as we mentioned in the first half of this video, 4 not 4 gallons, but 4 bottles this size makes up about a gallon of root beer that we produce. I'm not going to get too much into the ingredients and everything because we kind of covered that in the first half of the video.
It took like 2 days to carbonate, so it said 3 to 5 on there, but it also said as soon as 12 hours, so ours took about 2 days.
So if we look older, it's been a couple days since the first half of the video. Yeah. Our labeling, we did that ourselves. Root beer kit, homemade, old-fashioned, naturally carbonated, Mr. Root Beer. Make it, drink it, share it. Careful on that last one, folks. Yeah, careful on that last one, though, folks. You know, trying times. So let's get to this opening. Mark, do you want to do it?
All right, we'll see.
Okay.
I'm going to move it closer, so hopefully we can catch the carbonation.
Oh, crisp.
All right.
That crisp twist off.
And no explosion.
No explosion.
No explosion. Minimal bubbles coming to the top.
Yeah, but we all know that could change after the pour. Interesting. It smells... Mark puts his whole nose in. You know how he does that, folks. Okay. I'm trying to think. I'll smell it again after I pour it, but I had some familiar... So let's get to this pour. Little to no carbonation, folks. Good sign or bad? We'll see. Even with Mark's pour.
Never.
It said to wait until the bottle was firm to the touch before opening, and that's how you know it'll be carbonated enough. And they were definitely very firm.
You can definitely smell the cane sugar a little bit. It smells like the regional, a little bit like Maine root, Mark. It's got like a medicinal smell. I forget which exactly of our root beers that kind of applied to. Again, light on the carbonation, so let's hope it's not flat tasting. Any other initial thoughts?
No.
Smells like root beer.
Okay.
All right, folks, let's get to that. Cheers. Salute.
Definitely that cane sugar taste.
Yeah. It is lightly carbonated. So
yes, there is carbonation.
All right, folks.
Maybe we'll leave the other ones a little bit longer.
I'm tasting like a syrupy consistency.
Yeah, that's what I was tasting too. Like it's kind of a little bit thicker. Like
it tastes a little thicker than just liquid. I guess again, you guys saw in the first half of the video, we're mixing a lot of stuff together, sort of like molasses at one point in time. So again, I wonder if you poured this, it would be different consistency than just like a straight traditional root beer that we would normally taste. But
I know I'm
Definitely is a little thicker.
yeah, and that cane sugar taste. I know I'm like, you know, kind of anti cane sugar. I still like the taste. It's pretty good.
Yeah, you can kind of see like some like sugar floating around in here a little bit.
facts, folks.
Just a tiny bit, you can see.
You know, I don't know if it's the fact because I haven't been drinking root beer every day, or that's been a couple months since we consistently did these reviews, but
It has a pretty good flavor. I would have liked a little bit more carbonation, but I guess we could just leave the other ones for a little bit longer. I don't know, it's hard to tell like when it's done because the bottle was firm, but you could hear like carbonation coming out of like there's like a little hole in the top so it doesn't like explode. You could hear that. So
I don't hate it, folks. Honestly, it's
pretty good.
I'm a fan.
It's really sweet, but I mean, I guess
It's
just
sweet,
also
yeah,
is
but-
sweet.
all right. I guess I'll lead us off with the scores. Again, I don't hate it. Still want to put it in the upper reaches of other beers we tried, but it's very good. I think we should be proud of ourselves considering we just made this our first time making our own root beer or anything like that. I'm going to give it a 7.5. Very good. Again, notch below the upper tier, but still a very good root beer that I'll definitely enjoy as we get through the rest of the gallon we made.
I'll go a little bit higher. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I'll give it a 7.8.
Okay. Let's move.
Yeah, the only thing missing for me is like I really like really carbonated soda, but again, that's just kind of something like we can kind of control in a way, so that's not really based on flavor. So just going off flavor, I would say probably like a 7.3. Like has a really good flavor.
Hard marker right there, folks. So there you have it. There is our Mr. Root Beer DIY. Right? I almost said like DOY. DIY root beer, our review, how we made it, all in one big video. After Mark edits down a little bit, we'll see how long. Hopefully it's not too on the long side. We were able to captivate your attention during this whole time. Thank you for watching.
They have plenty of time to watch this during quarantine.
Thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll see you again soon with another
Stay
review
healthy.
or something else like that. Of course, stay healthy.
I need
Wash
my
your
views
hands.
up.
Stay home. Take care.
Bye.
Sleep.